Hello and welcome to Flutzes and Waxels, a figure skating podcast to satisfy all of your skating news, analysis, and recap needs. I'm Mary Margaret Mertzos.
And I'm Alicia Mertzos, and we're sisters with a lifelong love for figure skating, practicing, watching, and discussing. So let's delve deep into what's happened in the skating world this week.
So this past weekend was, of course, Skate Canada International 2018. We were there live in person for a crazy weekend.
If you follow us anywhere on social media or listen to any of the earlier episodes, you already know that.
Yep.
We tweeted and Instagrammed a whole lot from Montreal. There's some fun stuff on our Twitter and our Instagram. You should check it out if you haven't already.
Yep. And we've already recapped 2 of the disciplines, so let's get into third discipline here, the pairs event.
Yes.
Which was a bit of a sort of half and half for me. The top 4 were amazing across the board. Fantastic. The bottom 4 were definitely more sort of up and coming teams who had a few struggles, but, you know, definitely overall this was a stronger pairs event than, you know, Skate America just last week.
In terms of pairs events in the Grand Prix in a post-Olympic season, this is about the best we can expect.
Yeah, and I really felt for, you know, some of the teams either lower or just off the podium here, because if any one of these teams had competed last week, you know, their Grand Prix final chances would have been a little bit better. Yeah. But this was a much tougher field than Skate America for sure.
This was an insane field.
Yeah.
Skate Canada made this really hard for Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinaro.
Yeah.
Because they very much could have been off the podium here.
It was a close thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll get into breaking everything down, but they, you know, could have been second. They could have easily been fourth as well.
Yeah.
I mean, same with basically all of these teams except the winners. Could have been second, third, or fourth in any order, basically all 3 of those teams.
And I mean, those ordinals switched around a little bit between the 2 programs. It was very close.
Yep.
Which made it a really exciting event.
Yeah.
This one
really well skated.
Yeah. This one was a lot of fun. Watching especially the pairs free skate practice on the day of the free skate on Saturday. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was intense. And we spent most of that 35-minute practice going, but I want them all to be on the podium.
Yeah, that was definitely the tough thing. And yeah, we'll get into each of them individually. Our winners here, clear and away easily, were James and Cipres, who they looked really strong at the Autumn Classic. We were also at in person. But they just looked so commanding all weekend that I was not in the least bit surprised to see them win commandingly here.
Yeah.
Have basically 2 clean skates just about.
Yeah.
And I really think, watch out for these 2 maybe world champions this year. They have amazing programs. They're looking so strong and confident.
I mean, if we talk about their biggest competition is not looking so great at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Tarasova and Morozov, those 2 teams are your top 2 contenders for European and world champion.
Yep.
And of the 2, James and Cipres are looking much stronger.
Yeah, I was just blown away. Again, I was impressed by them at Autumn Classic, and they were even better here. I sort of couldn't believe, and yet was not in the least bit surprised to see them just nailing every single element.
And piece of advice for literally everybody. You know what's a great way to have 2 amazing programs with great transitions? Go to Ice Dancers for your choreography. Yep. Their short was choreographed by Guillaume Cizeron, and their free was choreographed by Charlie White. Yep. And they are both brilliant.
Yeah, both of them are fantastic programs. I keep going back and forth in my mind which one I like better.
They're both perfect.
I know they're both fantastic. They suit them really well. Really dramatic and impactful and different from what we're seeing from any other teams, but also what we've seen from them in the past as well.
I don't know that we could ask for more from either of those programs.
Yeah.
They're both stunning.
Well, and that was kind of the funny thing, too, in interviews after Vanessa James saying, like, how do we beat this? Like, how can we be better? There are ways. There are always ways. Biggest one being that free skate with that ending lift It is amazing and dramatic and, goes with the music so well. But both times they've competed it so far, they've had a time violation because it just goes a little bit too over. I don't know exactly how you fix that, but I would say you definitely want to take a look at...
Cut 2 crosscuts from before the start of the lift.
Yeah, I was about to say, or even if you do something with the music, like to make the music a little bit shorter so that Morgan knows, okay, I have to get down into the knee bend so that we can get into our finishing pose on time.
Yeah.
Because that is...
the main flaw.
Yeah, that's the biggest flaw, honestly, that we've seen happen twice to them now. Yeah.
The only other significant flaw in that free skate was the pair spin.
Yeah, only a level 2.
I mean,
yeah, that's certainly not the biggest thing, and that's the thing. I mean, we are really nitpicking.
Yeah.
The other little thing was, I don't know if it was just nerves. She seemed to sort of catch her toe pick on a cross cut going into the throw triple flip.
In the short
program. Still landed very well, but, I mean, those were there anything else, really? Across 2 programs?
We had a moment on the lift in the short that we were a little concerned about him. They weren't looking quite as sturdy and confident in that short. Don't get me wrong, still amazing, still looking confident, but we can up the confidence a little bit in that short program to really nail those elements. That's really it, though.
Yeah,
everything else was perfect.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch them live. They are a different team than they were, 3 years ago or something before they went to work with John Zimmerman.
John Zimmerman, savior of Team France.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing, this change to them. And again, I think these 2 are definitely, as of right now,
top contenders.
I would say, honestly, front runners for all the titles. Grand Prix final, Europeans, Worlds.
Grand Prix final especially, based on what we've seen from literally everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, so much can change between now and Europeans, but absolutely front runners for the Grand Prix final title.
Yeah. And, I mean, their next competition is in France. It'll be interesting to see if they can have this similar kind of a skate or even top it. I honestly think...
I think they can top that short program especially.
Yeah, the short program, definitely. That was not quite as strong. And I mean, if you play around with that ending lift to avoid the time violation, that's an extra point just right there.
Yep. I
mean what else can you ask for?
We are so nitpicky right now because I have nothing negative to say about this aside from that dumb trip in the short program.
Yeah.
And the lift going over, except I don't really care about the lift
going over. Not really,
over.
because it's such a fantastic ending.
It's so impressive. And it's so cool that I'm like, eh.
I almost wonder if maybe what they need to do is like go to a music editor and literally like at the beginning of the program snip out 2 seconds of music.
Yeah.
Just so that when you get to the end, even if you finish your ending pose a little bit after the music, you're still not going over your time. That maybe something like that might make the difference. Like just something little like that might fix it.
Hey Rob, skating music guy, do you have a suggestion? Tell us and our listeners on Twitter what your suggestion is.
Write to them.
Yeah.
Because again, that's the biggest thing. Like, what else?
That's the only flaw in that free skate. How is that the only flaw in that free skate?
This early as well.
Aside from the level 2 on the pair spin.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that they've already gone, okay, that's where we moved too early. And there we go. And we'll fix that. And everything's fine.
Yeah.
That's probably already fixed.
I'm just kind of amazed. And, this entire weekend, they were just looking so strong in all the practices and everything. I
dominant
can't wait
in
to
those
see them
practices.
Again. Yeah.
The side-by-side jumps looking excellent. And I mean, the lifts are always great. The throws were always great.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm so excited to see them in France in a couple weeks.
Yep, exactly. Second place were Cheng Peng and Yang Jin from China. And it was really close. Second, third, and fourth, but especially between second and third. She obviously has never been the strongest solo jumper. And they get the side-by-side jumps out of the way in both programs. Throughout the weekend, she wasn't jumping a ton. When she was, the triple toes were looking not too bad from her, and that went well in both of the programs.
Yeah.
But the triple sows were not looking very strong throughout just about the whole weekend. I wonder for them if it might be better to just go back to side-by-side, double axles. Obviously, the base value is less, but it's still
more than a double sow
with a negative GOE. So
why not just
take it easy
axles
on yourself? Because that's the thing. That is their only weak point, because their throws in person are just gigantic.
I kept thinking she was going to go off the ice into the camera bay.
Yeah, because they kept doing the one throw right by the camera bay.
And I was like, you're going to take that camera out. They're going to have to replace that camera. She never went out, but she very well could have.
Well, and even just the confidence of in the short program after the throw to blow a kiss to the judges. Like, yeah, that was easy. That was not in the least bit of struggle. I mean, their throws, their twist, their lift. It's so crazy to me watching him in person.
The way he gets those lifts up.
It's like it's nothing.
Especially their press lift is absurd.
Yeah.
How? He lifts her like she's a rag doll.
Yeah.
How?
And like I said, I mean, I've always been impressed by them, seeing them, on TV, on the web and whatnot. This is our first time seeing them live, and he is just such a strong, confident partner in everything. She is really strong as well, with the one exception being the side-by-side jumps. That's their big issue. But I mean, even for these two, they didn't go too badly here in the side-by-side jumps.
Considering we got some decent triple toes out of her.
Yeah.
Which is about all we can ask for.
Which is why, again, just do the side-by-side double axles.
Exactly.
That's all you need. Worry about, getting good GOE on the jump that she can do relatively cleanly.
The BV difference between a double axle and a triple sow is negligible.
Yeah, it's not that much, especially too if, even if she lands the triple sow, what's the likelihood that it'll be fully rotated, and then, so again, I think for them, just do easier jumps and go for GOE and earn your points on literally all the other elements, because they are all fantastic.
Everything else is stunning.
Yeah.
It was so great to see these two in person for the first time.
Yeah. And the programs as well, I really like for them, especially that short program.
The short program is my favorite program of theirs to date, I think.
Yeah. It would be a tough one for me to say. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, their collaboration with Lori Nickel is
smart choice.
Yeah, and really working well. It's good as well to see that there are only Chinese pair team on the senior Grand Prix.
That's depressing.
I know, there are barely even any on the junior Grand Prix, so it's good to see them skating with the silver here. Yeah, I really hope that we can see them continue to do well, because Chinese pairs are in a bit of a rough spot right now, which is really unfortunate considering how much strength they had
2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was only 2 years ago where we were going, but wait, somebody's not going to get to go to Worlds.
Yep.
And now there's nobody left, and I'm depressed.
Yeah. At least we still have these two, and they're young enough that, these Chinese pairs compete into their 30s. So we still have lots of time with these two, assuming, no injury or anything.
Yeah.
And then third place were Kirsten Moore-Towers and Michael Marinaro, who were so close to second here.
A couple tenths of a point.
Yeah, the biggest thing for them that kept them behind were their side-by-side jumping passes in the free skate. Michael was having a really rough time with both of them. He, I should say, got a downgrade on the triple sow in the 3-jump combination. And then the triple toes as well weren't fantastic. They were kind of nice in the GOEs, I felt.
They were not kind of nice.
Yeah.
They were very nice.
Because, again, with the side-by-side jumps, you're looking at both partners, and hers was pretty good, but his was definitely, a rough landing. Looked like a 2-foot to me.
Yeah. Also, literally one judge.
With a negative 2.
With a negative GOE.
And one with a +4. So, again, fun with GOEs in this new judging system.
Guys, his was not a +3, which is what it would have to be for it to even out to a +4, even if you say that hers was a +5.
Yeah.
Guys, come on.
And the bigger one, obviously, was that 3-jump combination, which it's a really tough combination.
I still don't really understand why they're doing that combination.
Yeah. I mean, even just do like maybe side-by-side triple sows and like a triple toe, double toe.
Yeah.
Even just that. I mean, yes, the base value is a little lower, but again, if you're under rotating things or you're not able to get them in sync, which it's really hard to get a combination with an oiler in sync with each other.
They do oilers completely differently.
Yeah.
His is long and low and hers is short and high.
Yeah. It's just a weird strategy to me, especially in this new judging system.
Yeah.
I think, easier with higher GOE might be the better way to go, because that was the difference here between second and third.
Yeah, it really was. If he had not struggled so much on that combination, they would have been second.
Yeah, and it is too bad because everything else for them was really very strong. And it was good to see as well that he looked more comfortable in the lifts than they did at Autumn Classic.
They
were
still
definitely
need
a bit
work.
of a struggle. Yeah, but they're, a noticeable improvement from just like a month ago.
Yeah, it's only been like 6 weeks since Autumn Classic, and there was a very noticeable difference in the quality of the lifts, and even the choreography execution was better.
Yeah.
This is a really great free skate for them, especially. And he was really getting into it.
Yep.
And that helped.
Yeah, it's a really fun program and another one that really gets the crowd invested.
Yeah.
And again, they were so close here. It was just those
so
side-by-side
close.
Jumps that held them back.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they can make it to the final. Again, this is the tough thing where it's such a tough field.
Yeah.
That, again, if these two had skated at Skate America, they would have been solidly second and, right on track to make the final. But
yeah. I mean, that's the problem with Skate Canada's selection of who to invite to this event, because it's really tough.
They picked a lot of strong teams, including our 4th place finishers, Alexandra Boykova and Dmitry Kozlovsky, who were actually second in the free skate.
Yep.
And we're about 4.5 points off the podium. And all of that was PCS.
I disagree wholeheartedly
with
that 4 point. You want to have them 4th at like 199.5?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. 196.54 compared to the other teams all over 200.
Well, and the biggest thing was in the short program. And they went in the first flight. And obviously these two are, new seniors.
Yeah.
They competed a little bit as senior, but mainly as juniors last year. And they just, all of their elements are so strong. And the judges were really a bit stingy in terms of the PCS, like low 7s and even 6s in transitions. And I'm in the free skate, like it went up even just one program to the next. And the free skate PCS was much more reflective, I feel, of what they actually did. The short program, they were really stingy there. And again, that made the difference between being on the podium and not.
They got basically a whole point lower in every PCS category.
Yeah.
And that would have had them basically tied for 2nd/3rd, which were already basically tied.
Yeah.
And again, result, not so mad at. Scores, though, we do not need to be this stingy with a team like this. I mean, they have excellent PCS.
They have everything that you want. Great programs. They both really get into the music in both of them. They are, that classic Russian skating skills across the ice.
And I mean, their elements have transitions into and out of them.
And their elements are all fantastic.
Stunning. I mean, you look at like her throws in the free skate. Both have complex, difficult transitions out of them.
And the funny thing was she didn't even do all of the transitions out of the first, the throw triple sow, because she was on a little bit of a rough edge. Because in the practices, she was, doing, we were mentioning almost the exact same thing that Alina Zagitova does out of the triple Lutz triple loop. That same exit she was doing off of the throw, and it didn't make it into competition because it wasn't as strong of a landing. But
I was really sad about that.
She did maybe like 10 throws with that exit, and they all just looked gorgeous and fantastic.
Yeah, if you're not sure exactly what we're talking about the leg extension on that landing edge, not changing feet. No changing of feet.
Nope.
We do the landing edge, we do some nice arms, and then we catch our foot and stick it up over our head.
Yep.
And then we move into the pear spin, which is absurd. It's absurd. How are you even capable of doing that in practice, never mind in competition?
Well, and these two as well just were looking so strong in, the practices and the run-throughs. They also have really strong side-by-side jumps. The twist is great. The lifts are great. He was, to be fair, a little bit shaky on some of the lifts in the free skate. I wonder if he was a little nervous, maybe. Yeah. But even so, even when he was not quite as strong as we saw him in practices, they were still solid. Amazing lifts. Yeah, this team, I'm kind of gutted for them that they finished fourth here because this might make it tough for them to get to the final. Whereas again, with these two, if they had been at Skate America last week,
they would have been second.
Very solidly second, and, fighting probably with Tarasova and Morozov for the title.
It's absurd. And they were fourth here. Yeah. It's not fair. I'm going to be angry about that until the end of the season because it means that they're almost certainly not going to make it to the final.
I mean, it's going to be tough, especially since the rest of the fields and pairs are pretty tough, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, they're going to need to win their other event to get into the final.
Yeah, most likely, which is such a shame.
Yeah, because these two are excellent. They're so good. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was thoroughly impressed with them all weekend long and really gutted for them after the short program when, again,
they should have been much closer.
Yeah. I still think they should have been fourth in that short program based on how everybody skated, but they should have been a whole lot closer. And again, whatever, arrangement of second, third, and fourth, they should have been right in that fight.
Yeah, they should have been at approximately 199.
Yeah.
If the other two finished at 200 and 201, I think a 199.5 is fair.
Yep. And again, they were second in that free skate, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
Let's move on to fifth place, where Evelyn Walsh and Trent Michaud, who also had a much better outing.
So much better. I was so happy for them.
Yeah, I mean, other than, one fall from her on the side-by-side, I think it was the sows in the free skate.
Yeah.
But really, that was the only issue, which is so much better than their previous outing.
Yeah.
And it was good to see them looking more confident because they really just were looking totally off last week.
Yeah, and then even in practice this week, they were looking much more confident. They weren't popping. They were really going for everything. And even if she fell, she wasn't looking discouraged by it.
Yeah.
She looked angry when she fell, which is
a good thing.
The best thing. If you're going to fall, get pissed about it.
Well, and it was definitely good, I think, for their confidence to have a better skate here. And, fifth place behind four amazing teams is not a bad spot to be. And at least now they've got, some time before Canadian Nationals. I don't know if they're going to do another challenger. We'll wait and see if Skate Canada assigns them somewhere. But I think this was definitely a better experience here. And I almost think, another challenger might not be the worst thing for them.
Yeah.
Build up that competition experience because
they don't really have much.
I know that's the thing. And really, they are basically number 2 pair team in Canada right now.
Yep.
So we need to build them up so that we can maintain spots.
Yes, because we need to maintain spots. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I mean, if these two can skate the way they did here, they're setting themselves up for success.
Yeah, definitely.
And the more that they compete, the more confident she especially will get.
Yeah.
And that will only take them further up the ranks.
Yep, exactly. Sixth place were Haven Denny and Brandon Fraser from the U.S.
Which, side note, super impressive for Walsh and Michaud to beat out these two.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, Denny and Fraser are a well-established senior team who have had some really great results in the past.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is for these two, just those side-by-side jumps never seem to go well. And that was the difference here. It was about 2 points between them and Walsh and Michaud. And, they got lots of, strong GOE on things like their twist, some of their lifts, some of their throws are really strong and always have been.
But those jumps in the free skate especially, a single sow and a double toe.
Yeah.
Guys.
It's just every time I see it, I mean, the sad thing is we kind of expect it now.
Talk about a team that should just do double axles.
Yeah. I mean,
just do double axles, guys. We know you can do double axles.
Yeah, it's just such a sad thing when I expect from them now to see pops. And it just is an automatic disappointment when we start off the program with pops. And, they build it back up for the second half with other elements going well, but
it takes the wind out of their sails.
Yeah.
They have to claw their way back after especially popping to a single sow, not even a double sow.
Yeah. And I mean, especially if you have other issues like they did in the short program where she fell on the throw, well, then you're totally out of contention. Yeah.
They really didn't stand a chance, especially then finishing their program with a level 3 lift. It was like they left lots of points on the table in that short program, especially.
Yeah, it's just a shame because at this point, I don't really know what else is to be done. We know what the issue is.
Clearly, they must be doing something to fix it.
Yeah.
And if not, that's an even bigger problem.
Well, yes. I'm sure they're doing something.
I can't imagine they're not doing anything about it. But
I almost wonder, I know for the optics of it, doing all side-by-side doubles is not ideal. But I almost wonder just if you plan side-by-side double jumps, like, I don't know, a side-by-side double flip, double toe, and side-by-side double axles. Yes, you don't have that base value, but I almost wonder if it would be better in the long run, build up some GOE, and not sort of be scrambling to come back from falls or rough landings afterwards.
I mean, I don't know that it could make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, and then at least they could divert their attention from the side-by-side jumps to the other elements, because they also got a level 1 on their death spiral in the short.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we can't get level 1s.
Yeah. I do wonder if that was just, coming off of the fall on the throw, sort of rushing. That's probably what it was. But again, if the
unacceptable.
Sort of, the more mistakes you make, the harder it is to come back from. And, again, what we've seen from this new style of judging is it might just be better to go easier and cleaner.
Yeah. Also, side note, we need to call out judge number 6, who this has to be an error in input.
I seriously hope.
But even if it's an error in input, we need to be more careful than this, because judge number 6 gave that triple loop, the throw triple loop with a fall, a +4.
And they also gave the side-by-side triple sows with a fall a +5. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but again,
it better not have been intentional.
These are the kind of things where it almost makes me feel like, okay, we need some kind of system to catch these things for, like, I don't know who, the referee or somebody to be looking over judges' inputs and go up and tap them on the shoulder and go, did you really mean to give that a +5 or was that a mistake? Because no.
Either that or we need to take the gymnastics strategy of these mistakes were made and therefore these numbers are out of your system entirely. Yeah. You don't have the option to give a fall a +5.
Yeah. Because again, this is totally against the rules, is obviously against it. I assume is probably a mistake, but
it throws off the results.
I know, that's the thing. It throws off the results and it's in the final results. Those positive, really high positive GOEs on what is supposed to be a mandatory -5.
Yeah.
On both.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even fight with people who gave them -4s on the side-by-side triple sows because somebody gave it a +5.
Yep.
A +5.
Yeah.
The
system still has bugs. We need to figure out how to deal with these kinds of little things here.
Because the other thing is that triple sow would have gotten a lower score Because instead of throwing out a -4, we throw out a +5.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That makes a big difference.
Yep.
Unacceptable. Fix it now.
Yeah, need some kind of quality control.
Fail safe. For dummies who don't know the difference between a -5 and a +5.
And again, we're being generous in assuming that it was a mistake. Because if it's not, then that's totally unacceptable.
You need to be kicked out of the ISU right now if that was not a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, you need to not be allowed to judge, like, pre-juvenile ladies. You need to be booted from your federation in the ISU if that was intentional.
Yeah. I was about to say, this is the thing with the new system, except it was the same way forever. And yeah.
Problematic. Stop it.
I know we're not having another Congress until 2020, but okay, these are some things where
the emergency Congress to fix this.
Yeah. Except I'm sure it won't, because again, just about every competition or every other competition, you see these types of marks, which are obviously incorrect.
We're trying to legitimize this sport, and this does not help at all.
Yeah. We should move on.
Yep.
7th place were Ekaterina Alexandrovskaya and Harley Windsor. And these two as well have really been struggling to start off this season. It's a real shame. I don't know
what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an injury thing. In this competition, it seemed to be him who was really struggling with the side-by-side jumps. So he seemed to be having a little bit of a hard time with some of the lifts even.
Yeah.
And, it was lots of little mistakes that put them behind.
Also things like the pairs combo spin level 1.
Yeah.
Guys, come on. Level 1s on spins?
Yeah, it's a real shame because we know what they're capable of, and seeing, these
disasters.
Well,
they're small disasters, but they're
more little stupid mistakes that just pile up to become disastrous as a whole.
Yes.
If it was just one of these little stupid mistakes, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just the fact that there are so many little things
over both programs more than once this season. It's one thing to have a bad competition and do this over the course of 2 days, but you've done this more than once.
Yeah.
We need to solve the underlying problem.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, and maybe it is just injury. Maybe he's just...
I'm going to be honest, I hope it's just injury.
Yeah.
Because at least injuries can heal and can be fixed, whereas if it's a mental problem, that's harder to fix. If it's a technical problem, that's harder to fix.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with these two, and it's making me sad.
Yeah, I was really excited to see them live in person, and it was just...
a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, a bit disappointing to see, the number of mistakes. And it wasn't just in competition either. It's not as if they froze under competition lights. It was throughout the practices as well.
Yeah, they were really struggling this weekend, and I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah. And then 8th place were Cami Rouet and Andrew Wolf from Canada.
Hometown kids.
Yep. These two as well, they're still sort of an up-and-coming pair team. Things like the twist is something that they're still working on.
Yeah.
They are at least now doing the triple twist. Only got a level 1, but, putting it in there I think is a good stepping stone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last season they were only occasionally doing the triple twist.
Yeah.
So going for it in both programs is a huge step for them. And it was only a level 1, and it was negative GOE, but
you gotta build, to getting it consistent.
Especially with the twist. The twist is not something you can just throw in and get an automatic level 4 + 5 GOE on.
Yeah. It was tough to see in their free skate that for them as well, the errors sort of started piling on, popping the side-by-side sows and having a fall on a throw.
Yeah.
Just sort of little things coming together. And I do wonder for them if putting that triple twist in is sort of playing with their confidence for the rest of the program.
Well, and I imagine they're also spending even more time working on the twist now that it's in there, and so that's detracting from other elements probably. It's a necessary step, but it does mean that we're probably going to see a few more skates like this season.
Yeah. I do like their programs. I think they work pretty well for them, and they both have, strong basic skating skills and work well together as a pair. For them, it's more just about getting the confidence and consistency on these elements.
On the big ticket elements.
I was about to say, because like the lifts and things were looking not too bad. Yeah. Those they seemed pretty comfortable with. It was, the throws, the side-by-sides, and the twist that are, the big elements need work.
But that's okay. That's where they're at. Yeah. And every year we're seeing significant improvements. I mean, last year was the first time they ever did a triple twist in competition.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a disaster the first time they tried it.
It's definitely getting better, that's for sure. It still needs work, but they're getting there.
It's getting much better. And as long as we continue to get better as an overall trend, I am happy.
Yep. Okay, so that wraps up the pairs. What was your highlight from this pairs event?
I mean, the tough part is choosing which of James and Cipres programs to pick.
It is. It really is. I mean, they were both
stunning.
I would give it personally to the free just because there were a couple little bobbles and things in that short program.
But it was also stunning.
Yeah, both of them just totally fantastic.
Uh-huh. I mean, there's the only other person to pick, and I think I will because they didn't get nearly enough appreciation in that arena. Boykova and Kozlovsky's free skate was just also fantastic. Stunning.
Yeah.
They're so great, and not nearly enough people appreciated them between the judges and the people in the arena with personality problems, as we talked about the last episode. There were personality problems in that arena.
I think it was more they were concerned about the Canadians not being on the podium, which, I get on the one hand, but, appreciate these guys too. They were very excited at a job well done, as they should have been.
Yes. And we led the thunderous applause and screaming for them because they needed somebody to lead that because they earned it.
Yep, exactly. And then for our weekly Waxel, actually, we didn't even discuss
Yeah, we did. We discussed because Kirsten and Michael have to get it because if he had not made that mistake on the side-by-side combination in that free skate, they would have been second.
Yes, that's right. Still too much skating running through my brain
so much skating.
/ exhaustion from lack of sleep last weekend.
Yeah, it's mostly exhaustion.
Yeah. All right, but we are almost done our recaps. Just the men left. That'll be coming up probably tomorrow.
Probably.
And then on to Helsinki for the next Grand Prix. All right, so thank you all for listening, and please let us know your thoughts about this week in figure skating at flutzescast@gmail.com. You can also follow us at Flutzescast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for even more skating content.
Also, our YouTube channel is Flutzescast.
Yep.
Check out our website, flutzescast.wordpress.com, for episode guides and other fun stuff. And if you like what we do, consider leaving us a review wherever you're listening. We'll be back very shortly with our last Skate Canada episode, but until then, keep a watchful eye out for those Flutzes and Waxels skating fans.